Hi, my name is Jackie Bourgeois and I'm the Executive Director for the Southeast Environmental Association. We're working on a project to collect information about places that people value on Prince Edward Island, and more specifically in our Southeast Environmental Association area, which includes the 6 watersheds of Botton River, Cardigan, Brudenell, Montague Valleyfield, Sturgeon, and Murray River. It's a fairly large area, so we'd like to get people's input about places around their communities or places anywhere in our area that they value for purposes of historic, cultural, economic, future. So there's a number of values that people could use to apply to a place that's important to them. So the study is going to go till the end of September. And for anybody that's interested in participating, you can contact me at Southeast Environmental Association, 838-3351, and I can give you an access code and tell you a little bit more about the project itself. What I'm going to do here is to actually show how to log into the website and how to go through the whole process. It's actually quite easy for anybody that's really familiar with computers and Google Maps. So yeah, it's I think once anybody logs in, they'll find that it's pretty easy. But we will also help anybody that requires any help. They contact us. So this here is the site that people would go to on their internet, which is www.landscapemap2.org/island. So once you land on this page, we will have a link to our website as well, Southeast Environmental Association. So once you get onto this page, you will put your code that you've been assigned, or in some cases you may request a code down below here where it says request access code. It's probably better that you call to get a code, but either way, when you do have an actual code, you would just type it in here. And once you type that in, you just hit submit. I should also say that this website will work on Google Chrome browsers and Internet Explorer browsers versions 9 and older. Some browsers like Safari or Firefox may not work. And it will bring you to the next page, which gives you, in the background, it's the map of Prince Edward Island. And I'll show you how to use that in a minute. But first you'll see a set of instructions on how to use the website. But I'm going to go through it here. So on the left-hand side of the page, you have a list of 13 values. The first 12 are specific values. And if you click on them, it will tell you a little bit of a definition about what that value represents. You can go and scroll through each of those values to give you the definition until you get down to a special place where you might have a value that doesn't fit in with the first 12. That could be a place that's you used to go there with your date. You used to take your dates there, your girlfriends or your boyfriends or whatever. So it's special, but it doesn't really fit in with any of the first 12. So you would just drag and drop. Oh, so now what happened is when I clicked on that to drag and drop it, it said that I'm not zoomed in far enough to the map to actually pick a specific spot. So that little message come up. It says the page here says that you need to please zoom in farther to place the point on the map. So we have to hit OK, and then we need to zoom in because I'm too far out. So let's get a little closer. I'm still not close enough to a specific area. And this bar tells me that. So I need to zoom in until this changes green. So now I'm zoomed in far enough that you can drag and drop your value. So I've dragged the special places over to Panmure Island as an example. And if I want to specify why I value that, I would just left click on it and a text box comes up. And I just put the cursor in there and I start to type that for whatever value. So I came here with my husband. So, and you can add to that or whatever. So it's whatever you want to put in there. And once you once you type it in, then you just hit save, and it's done. And you can just exit out. So for any places that are around here, you just have to drag and drop all of these values. So wherever you want to go, you just keep dragging and dropping. And each one of those, you just left click on and type it in. That's future. So it's really as easy as that. There are different layers here if you want to see the Confederation Trail. That will show up here. I should zoom out a little bit so you can actually see it. So if you want to see extra features on the map, for example, the Confederation Trail, you can just go into this View Layers and click on that. So if I click off of that, it takes that off of the map. So let's leave it on. If I want to look at national and provincial parks, I would just click on that, and they've shown up. And if I zoom in a little bit here, you'll see that in along the Brudenell River, all of the parks are there. There's the Buffalo Land Park here. So those are just different layers that you can select. Our Southeast Environmental Association area is listed there as well. So that's the layers. And then if you don't want to see the satellite view, you can go over here and you can look at a standard map view. So sometimes people prefer something like that. Once you've completely done your mapping of your values, then there's a brief questionnaire to give us an idea of the people that are participating. And through this questionnaire, there's some simple questions. For example, what is your country of residence? Postal code, how you rate your knowledge of the places on Prince Edward Island. Anyways, there's a number of questions there that you would go through. And once you've entered all of your information into the questions, then at the bottom you just hit submit. It will bring you to this page here, which basically is a thank you for completing the survey. And then it gives a note there, if you wish to, you can come back and do more mapping if you think of places that you couldn't think of at that time, or if you had to sit there, only had 15 minutes to do it and you had to run out, you can always come back to it and your access code is given to you. If there are any problems that you're finding with using the website, definitely give me a call at 902-838-3351. Also, you can contact me through email, which is seac@pei.aibn.com. I'll definitely respond, and certainly hope you enjoy the site. The reason for really collecting this information is a bit of community building and community planning to find out about those places, at least from our perspective, from SEA's perspective. What are places that people value for environmental reasons? Are there wetlands out there that we don't know about that maybe we should be doing some projects around or some monitoring? Are there groups out there that value places for historic reasons? And can we make those connections to that site and the values that people have to that site to historical groups in the community? So, and then the whole idea of the mapping is really to collect that in a way that we can visualize it. So we can put those maps together and show clusters of areas that people value for various reasons, and especially for communities that don't have a whole lot of resources. So if you find that in a particular area, so we're in Lower Montague, a lot of people value the wharf. So we're looking at environmental change, climate change, or anything that might affect the wharf. And we have limited resources. Would make sense to put those resources into areas that people place importance on. So that's the reason for, one of the reasons for collecting this information, and just to really also collect a baseline data of how people value places today and how does that change over time. So if we're collecting this baseline data now, in 20 years' time, are those same places going to be valued in the same way? So it's good to have a baseline to see how things are changing over time. So we certainly welcome everyone to log on to the site, contact me for an access code, or if you would just like to go on and just request one online, you can try that as well. Certainly welcome everyone to come on and participate in this particular survey. And we're hoping to finish it up at the end of September and have a report out probably sometime next year. So with maps and whatnot. So like I say, if you have any questions, get in touch with me and enjoy the survey. And also thank you for your participation.